Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Brandon Keith Avery, creator of Just My Opinion,
And I'm Malcolm Toussaint.
and we're here with you today. I believe the date is December the 17th, 2013, with our spoiler-filled review of Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Directed by Adam McKay, has a bunch of hits like Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, The Other Guys, Anchorman 1 and 2, and which came out, the first one came out in 2004. This is gracing us December 18th, tomorrow, 2013. And so, what did you think of it? Just jumping right into it.
Jump right into it. I loved it. I wasn't too excited. You know, Anchorman is a classic.
Oh,
and-
hold on, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I forgot to mention, I did say spoiler-filled review. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, I suggest you turn the video off now. Come back after you've seen the film, unless you don't care. So you have been warned. My bad. Back to you.
okay, so I was a little worried at first because Anchorman 1 is a classic.
Right.
But this one actually is better.
Yeah.
I mean, it had its spots, you know, and jokes that
minimal too.
a few spots that didn't really work, like who wrote that joke, but for the most part, the movie was overall a lot better, especially the third act. I mean, it was one of the better endings of a comedy that I've seen in a long time.
Hilarious. Right. I agree. I will say the first one was a classic. I remember. I remember exactly where I was in school up north at UNT. Trailer was coming out. You know, we wasn't too sure, and Will Ferrell wasn't that big then. I think the only, strong hit he did right before that was Old School.
Yeah, Old School.
And because I think
This is also a classic.
Exactly. And I saw it in the theaters and it was hilarious. And not too many of his movies came close to topping, and I think Blaze of Glory did. You're very close. I love that one. So just going into Anchorman 2, my expectations were super high. They were way up here that it goes off the camera screen. And I was worried. You know, I've been wanting this to come out for a long time, many years, and I kept hearing that it was dead. But they finally brought it back, and I was nervous that it wasn't going to be good. And it was, if at the very least, as good as the first. But like I think I agree with you. I think it was better. I won't say by far, but it was definitely better. I think the only two complaints that I have throughout the whole film, and I think we talked about this on the ride home, was the little boy, Walter, his son. I liked him in the beginning, but kind of towards the end, he got a real annoying, and Megan Good's character.
Yeah, she I mean, I understood, but she just wasn't funny. I mean, I understand you have a other type of love interest, but she just wasn't. It wasn't the best role for her. I mean, I know they needed a fine black chick, but
And she is a fine black chick.
they could have got a funnier one.
Making good. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just didn't like her too much. I mean, I like her as an actress. Like we said, she's very attractive. I think one of the movie that she carried herself was Video Girl. It was like straight to DVD on Netflix. I don't know if you saw that. She did a good job. You know, usually when she's attached to something, that's one of the pluses of going into that feature. This, she kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. I don't know why. It's just the jokes all felt flat to me. But just, I mean, enough. It just did. And like I was saying, his son Walter, he wasn't funny. Well, no, he was funny at first, but in the end, just him, Dad. I don't know. It just wasn't funny to me at all. But everything else, I absolutely loved. It got better and better and better. It's not too many times where I can say a sequel, delivers harder than the first one and meets all my expectations. I mean, I actually went into this movie with a checklist. Like, man, I hope I see this. I hope I see this. I hope I see this. And they gave it to me. Like in the end, I wanted to see another brawl between, the news teams. It wasn't the same cast. They didn't have the Ben Stiller and they didn't have the Tim Robbins, character. But we got Vince Vaughn.
Ben wasn't in there.
Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't in.
Sure.
I don't think
I
so.
could have saw I saw him in this one.
Because in the first one, he was the Latin news team or the Hispanic news team or the Latino news team, something like that. And he had a whip and he came down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he wasn't in this. The only person that came back from the first brawl was, of course,
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, and that's it. And other than Will Ferrell's character,
I could have swore I saw him in there.
because you had Kanye with his crew.
MTV.
Yeah, MTV. He was like, "What is MTV?" You had Will Smith. That was far out of left center. I didn't see that coming. I liked it though.
It was a nice addition. I mean, he wasn't like he was that funny.
Right. I mean,
but it worked.
And there was a lot of cameos. Like in the beginning, they showed Drake. I wasn't expecting that. We got Harrison Ford in there for a little bit. John C. Reilly. He was in the end. I think he was the ghost of what was that ghost name?
Don't give me the line. I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, it was funny, but I mean, that's something. When I was sitting in the movie, I was like, man, I really can't wait. I hope they do this again. And it was coming to the end, and we got the brawl between the news team. They also took us back to where Brian Fantana, how he what was it called, the Black Bear's Delight, or was that like a drink, or no, Sex Panther, the cologne, Sex Panther, instead of he had a bunch of random condoms that made no sense whatsoever.
It was funny though. It was.
Yeah, it was hella funny. It was hilarious. And in the first one, it's like this works 60% of the time, every time. It doesn't make sense. And he's like, hey, I got like 4 children pregnant out of 7, and Will Ferrell's like, or Ron Burgundy's like, hey, isn't that the point of wearing a condom? Just those little tidbits like that, taking it back to the first one, I really did appreciate. I heard it was going to be some type of musical number, but that wasn't in the movie. I think I saw like a picture or something of it online. Maybe it'll be on the Blu-ray DVD release. Hopefully it is, because that just gives me something to look forward to, when it comes out in a few months. But I mean, what did you like? Anything else? Dislike anything else?
Well, I'm gonna talk about what I mean. Like I said, Megan Good's character. It wasn't just her. Well, it was a character. The way she acted, she wasn't that funny. But just the story in general, it was kind of thrown in there, that love interest story while the wife is away, and it was like right. Some funny parts in there, but you just didn't get it. It was just so fast, so rushed, right. And it just didn't feel natural. Also at the beginning, Britt, wasn't he was a little. It was a little too much.
Really?
Yeah, like, he's a side piece. Like
in what way?
I mean, just
you didn't like the funeral scene?
Okay, I got it. But
it was funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know, just a little bit too much emphasis on Britt at first. Like he just had too many lines in there. Like he's a side piece. Like okay, you're funny every now and then, but not like you're not a part of the conversation.
I mean, I give it, but they did give him. I don't know. I kind of like this cues. I mean, they gave him a nice little girlfriend in there. I forgot, she's in a ton of movies. I cannot remember her name. You know who I'm talking about. She was as weird as Brick was, and had male white tight underwear on. That was so gross when he pressed her up against the what was it, in the laundromat?
Yeah, the laundromat by the soda machine.
Right.
Where they had the date.
Yeah, that was so weird. But that was hilarious. Champ Kynes, his was it Whammy Chicken. That was crazy. Then you find out that it's what is it, bats? No, chicken of the cave. That's disgusting. Yuck. Oh God. I mean, and that's it's Oscar season right now. You have all these series other great movies that are coming out, like American Hustle and The Wolf of Wall Street and Mandela: A Long Walk to Freedom. But then you can, flip the coin on this other side, and you have something just so silly and random like Anchorman 2. I don't know. It's just fun that I can go to the theater and just see something that doesn't make any damn sense, and enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah.
A Winnebago flipping over on the highway with bowling balls and random tarantula. I mean, that's just it's just hilarious to me. Adam McKay, he did a fantastic job again, as he always does. I mean, you know, his name is attached, you're gonna have a hit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's rare that you find a movie that's better than the original sequel, but
Yeah,
even
exactly.
more so when I feel like it's a comedy,
Right?
Like sometimes,
Right.
So
I mean, it really never works.
the thing about also I liked about this is the set pieces. I mean, you know, I guess the first one was in the 70s too, but this one like went the extra step. They put so much more emphasis on like everything there, like the dressing of, you know, the insides and you know the cars. Like it's just so much going on, and it just felt like everything was so well put together.
Right, you're right. And you know, I gotta give it up to Will Ferrell too. I mean, he's really committed to this role. I mean, they hit the. I mean, it's like we never left. You know, it was like. It's like I don't know. The first one came out. I went to sleep and woke up the next morning, and the second one came out. You know, it felt like it was yesterday. I mean, I felt everybody did a better job than the first one. The story fit so well. It was cohesive, except for the Megan Good stuff. I mean, you know, he did all the promotions with ESPN. I don't know if you saw that. You know, he interviewed Eli Manning on ESPN. You know, in character. Did it? Champ was on there too. It was just a fun time. I mean, they smoked crack on national. I mean, on worldwide television. I mean, that was just funny in the way that it edited to where they're like, no, don't do it, and then it goes to them outside on the ground, you know, in handcuffs. I mean, it was just so funny. Literally, except for maybe the first. I mean, the whole movie was funny, but the first 15 minutes was okay. I was like, all right, you know, I'm chuckling. I'm not rolling around in my seat, you know, like ha ha ha. No, jaw hitting the ground. I don't really laugh like that, but yeah. I mean, other than that, I mean, I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is, it got funnier, and funnier and funnier. That's rare for a comedy. And, you know, like I'm thoroughly impressed. I was a little worried at first, like you said, the jokes didn't have the, you know, that punchline. You know, they were all right. Like, okay, who wrote that? But it got better and better and better. And I didn't have a problem with the kid. Really? I felt like he was very like 70-ish, like TV show-ish. Yeah. Like just kind of.
I'll give you that.
Like I said, everything seemed to fit. Like it just felt like real.
That lighthouse stuff is hilarious too.
How that was it.
It was like what I was masturbating and I grabbed my shin and they're just like, what? Nigga, how does that happen? Like it's attached and like it's in the same spot. And then he said he brushed his teeth with a lobster. She was like, wait a minute. As soon as you pick it up, you should notice that. Like, all right, I'm blind. Yeah, just stupid. Well, you're stupid, and thank you, and I love you for your hard work, and you know what you do and what you can deliver to us fans. Thank you, everybody that was attached to it. So I'm gonna give I usually ask you first, but I'm just gonna go ahead. I would give this out of 10 a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I cannot give it a perfect 10, you know, I really didn't care for Megan Good's character. You know, the beginning, and I'm not even gonna count that. The beginning, talking about it was slow, and it was still funny. You know, just even scratch what I just said. The Megan Good character and some scenes with the little kid, you know, was just like, okay, shut up, get off the screen. Other than that, I thought the movie was flawless, giving a 9.5 out of 10, which is damn good. It's 9.5. Mm-hmm. So, what about you?
You know, I'm a little bit harsher. I'm gonna give it a 9, which is great. It's great.
Or harsher.
The thing about it, like I said, I mean, Megan Good, it wasn't just her character, but just the whole situation was just thrown in there. You know, I know they needed, you know, some type of love scene since he was away from or separated from his wife or whatnot, but it just didn't seem real. It was a little bit forced, and also there's the scenes with Britt. You know, I feel like he's a side piece. Like he's not really like that funny of a character to me. Every now and then, but it was too much. Him and his love interest.
I like him, but
I wasn't a fan. But you know, he had his points. You know, his spots.
Okay. That's cool. That's your opinion. You know, you're saying you are entitled to that. So, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to my opinion of Anchorman 2. The legend continues, and I would love to hear yours as well. So go ahead and sound off in the comments below. You can also find me online at Facebook at Brandon Keith Avery or Instagram and Twitter at Just My Opinion 84. Malcolm, where can people find you online?
Well, on Twitter, it's Malcolm MALCOLM 2, the number 2, the letter G. On Instagram, it's the letter MTOOG.
Alrighty, there you go. You can also subscribe to a YouTube channel here. Share it, like the video if you liked it. I mean, even if you disagree with everything I said, please let me know as long as you're respectful, because all movies are subjective. And so again, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget before you go that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.